Been a very long time since I made a long video instead of the shorts that I've been throwing out there. And I just want to say hi, how's everyone? How's everyone doing? It's been a while. Life has been crazy for me, which I will talk about in this video. And also, as you are watching this video, I should be on a flight to Japan. And that is something that is bothering me slightly, which we'll get into. But first, let me take you through what has happened in my life. So the first is that I just graduated from university. Now I hold a degree in design practice, which I will get to in another video to have my overall how was education for the past 17 years type video, because I feel there's so much to learn. The whole journey that I went through, from becoming this student who was bad at grades in primary school to someone who wanted to become very bad in school in university. But I have a whole story about it, which I'll go in depth in another video. But just for this one, I have graduated already and it's time for the working world, which brings me to my second point of I have started, a business which I've been talking about for very long, but I know that I'm going to be doing a media business and I have partnered up with some people. It's starting, but it will only start when I come back from Japan. But it's a huge jump for me in the sense where when I wanted to get into this whole business thing, it was just a dream. But then slowly I meet with people, I connect with people, I learn new things, and suddenly I'm having these conversations about money and it's becoming so easy to talk about. It's like how I talk about my art with people who I've never met before. So in that same case, it's quite exciting. It's the first time for me to learn all these things and ingest it. So I feel I'm going in the right direction, but at the same time, I'm a little bit scared at what might happen in the future. But that has overall been taking most of my time. A few other things, I went back to powerlifting after thinking, hey, I don't really want to get that V-taper body anymore. I feel I like the drive of lifting heavy. That's why I went back to powerlifting, and slowly I'm going to transition into strongman, but again after Japan. But really the main topic of today is being quite lost again. When I was lost before, I made a video about it, was when I did not know where I was going. It was good because when you're lost, you don't know where you're going, you have so many options to try out, and when you're trying out those options, you start to eliminate the things that you don't like, the things that you don't want to do. You focus on this narrow scope of where you're trying to go now, and that seems to be my life right now. I'm so focused on going that direction and achieving my goals, and if I were to draw out a graph, it feels like I'm progressing super fast. I feel a bit lost because as I'm doing this progression into my business, this YouTube channel, this life in general, I'm starting to have self-doubt in, am I going the right way? I know that I'm going the right way. I'm so focused on doing the things that I'm doing, but at the same time, I don't know if I'm supposed to engage in hard things, because so far, nothing seems hard, which seems a bit weird for me. Throughout my entire life, a lot of things have been hard, whether it's trying to know myself, whether it's trying to understand the world, whether it's trying to take on new challenges. But now I start to realize that a lot of the fears which I had in the past of the unknown, now are just confirmed by it's not that hard. It's a little bit challenging, but not to the point where it's like, whoa, this is a life-changing thing for me. To the point where I needed to drastically change myself to overcome something. It seems a bit easy, which is why I feel a little bit lost in this kind of thing. But at the same time, with this adrenaline which I'm gaining on a daily basis and just doing the thing, I feel I'm in the flow state of just doing, which I feel is bad. Because this trip to Japan has been planned months before, the purpose of the trip was to go on holiday. It's a graduation trip, and also because at that time we were thinking that I would go to find a job, and when I find this job, I'm just going to be working till I die, and I wouldn't really have any time to go and have a holiday with my parents and such. So that's why we thought, okay, since my parents are getting older, and since I am not going to have that time, might as well we book a trip right after graduation and go. But now, life has changed and I'm an entrepreneur now, working for myself, working for other people, and I'm basically managing my own time. In this flow state, I cannot let go of this drive which I'm having right now. I feel that if I go for this trip, I would lose this momentum of carrying what I'm doing right now. Everything seems to be progressing so good, which is something that I'm a bit resistant to. I want to go for the trip. I have not been thinking about the trip. I'm so bad because I felt that I wasn't really part of the planning process. My dad was really into it. He was really planning out where we're going to go, booking the hotels and everything. And I'm just like, yeah. But really on the side, I just kept working on myself, working on the business, working on everything that I'm trying to grow. It's going somewhere, not going somewhere so much, but it's going somewhere to the point where, I feel I need to stay here. But in the conclusive point of what I'm telling you about this thing, with resistance to the trip, I feel that this is very necessary for me. And here's why. The first reason is I need to practice what I preach. I tell people that you need to take a break from whatever you're doing, because if your mind is so focused on the thing that you're doing, sometimes you will lose out on the opportunities which are outside of the scope of view that you are diving towards. Especially in something like this, which actually takes a long time to progress, there is time for me to let my mind off, come back with new ideas and come in. So I feel that I have not really had a break in a long time. Not to say that my life is imbalanced where I'm not taking breaks on a regular basis, but my schedule would be come to the computer, do the work, go to the gym, come back, and even in between the traveling time, I will be listening to a podcast, listening to something productive, trying to cram everything in my time and learn to grow myself and just implement, which is bad. Maybe I'm doing it right, maybe I'm doing it wrong. I'm not really sure, which could contribute to why I am lost in that sense, because I haven't really took a step back to look at it as a whole, refresh my mind to, carry on with life. So that's the first reason. Take a break. The second reason is being the creator. As someone who always needs to create something, solve problems and progress, whether it's creating YouTube videos, whether it's creating these systems for businesses and managing people and stuff like that, you're always the creator. And I have really pushed off a lot of the fun activities which I have not done for a long time. I have not consumed because I don't want to get influenced by them. Not on the bad side where I compare myself and get jealous to someone who is creating. I feel like I need to be better than them. No, because every time I watch a new film, see someone do something new, I feel I need to change my trajectory of how I do things, because it's a new idea, I'm going to implement it now and go again. It gets me so hyped that sometimes I lose my way, simply because I just don't follow the status quo that I planned out for myself. And sometimes I feel, the status quo, I really undervalued, I really underestimated myself. I really could be putting more, but the more that I add on to it, I will divert from the actual goal, which is bad. So now this trip is something where I want to not work at all, really take my mind completely off of it. And now I'm going to consume the world without any devices at all. It's just me and the hike, which is going to happen. We're not going to bring any devices. And now I'm going to stop being the creator and be someone who engages in the world, someone who consumes, just go brain dead and just let my mind go to its flow state, its different flow state. It's like going to the gym. You're doing a bicep curl continuously every single day, 24/7. You're not going to grow anything. You need to take that break. You need to eat the right protein. You need to, rest, then you will grow. So in the same manner, that is what I feel this trip is supposed to help me with. Not only in getting me out of being lost, but also to give me that break from whatever I'm doing. And the last point is to make me fall in love for the first time again. Not to say me falling in love with a person, but falling in love with the first times of everything. Me going to Japan to hike for the first time and being in a different space and nature, which is not the tropics, but up in the mountains. It's going to be a little bit chilly, and just taking it in, because it's been a while since I actually hiked. The last time I hiked was probably 6 months ago when I stopped all cardio to focus on powerlifting. But even in the times where I did go for hikes, I was not really hiking for the sake of enjoying myself, but for the sake of being productive, get my blood rushing and listen to a podcast at the same time. It felt so productive. At the same time, it felt bombarding with information that I didn't really have that rest. So I feel that going to a new place and not taking any work with me and taking any experiences which I go there with, it will allow me to learn to enjoy the world newly once again, if that even makes sense. It's like me buying this camera for the first time, which I'm filming on right now, the A6700. I bought this camera for two reasons. The first one is because I'm going to use it for the business. The second one is I really wanted a vlogging camera that can set up easily and can bring around, because all the big cameras that I own are just too big and they attract attention if I go out there. So this is something which it makes me create more, and so far it has been. All the videos that you've seen me post over the past few weeks have been filmed on this camera, and really it's just film, go, and I've never felt this excited to create things once again. The last time was my first camera, and then it was the cinema camera, and now this is my third camera. I still have that first time and throwing myself into this holiday, which is a disruptive, well, I'm going to call it a disruptive blessing in disguise to really throw me off my rails of working and allow me to rest up, then come back stronger. And that is the third reason why this trip is necessary. So really the main point of this video is just about how I am telling you that I'm going on a trip, and this trip I'm going in with this mentality of I really want to enjoy. I'm not sure if I can enjoy it, but I'm starting to realize that I have been focused too much on one single thing. And I feel I need to take this break to really rejuvenate myself, relearn how to love the world, how to engage the world, and then I'll, not get out lost. If there's one thing I want you to take out of this video is that as you're going through life, you reevaluate your life. You have been going the right way because you're putting in the right steps and everything. But sometimes you have to take that break, because if you've been doing the same thing throughout your entire life, change will happen, and once change happens, you can go to a higher level of yourself, a different set of progressions and different set of goals, and you will feel more connected to the world in a sense. You know how to engage with it better, which is what I am hoping this trip will do. So far, this channel is now turning into a documentation channel, which I think it's going in the right way too. Over the next few weeks where I'm out of Japan, I have a few videos already planned out. They're already scheduled, so you'll be watching it. One of this is this video right here, but most of them are shorts, which you can follow along because it's coming to the end of the year and we will be reflecting on ourselves, so you can follow along there. On top of that, you can follow me on Instagram, where you can see my journey in Japan. I'm not going to force myself to create any video out of it, some reflective kind of thing. I am going to film, I am going to bring the camera. I'm not going to force myself to make a vlog out of it. Whatever comes out of it, whatever comes out of it, because that is the plan. To go in there, be dumb, and just engage and consume whatever is there. Don't know, because I don't know everything about the world, and that is where I can learn new things. So yeah, that has been life so far, and hopefully this video really, kickstarts. I don't know what this video is meant to do, but hopefully this gives you an update of where life is going, where this channel is going, where I'm going, because I do have plans for the future, which I'm gonna put on hold just because of the trip. But when I'm back, if they do work out and I have thought it through, we'll make it happen. But for now, that is what is gonna happen. So that's all I have to say for today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you had a little update, and yeah. My name is Nicky Adat, and I hope to see you guys on the next adventure.